Tibetan Mastiff. The Tibetan Mastiff holds the record for the most expensive dog ever sold. Back in 2014, a red Tibetan Mastiff puppy named Big Splash sold for $1.9 million at an auction in China. That's more than what most people pay for a house. These dogs are absolutely massive, often weighing over 150 pounds, with thick manes that make them look like lions. They were originally bred centuries ago by nomadic tribes in the Himalayas to guard livestock from predators like wolves and snow leopards. The dogs had to be tough enough to survive in harsh mountain conditions while protecting flocks. In modern China, they became status symbols among the wealthy elite, sort of like owning a Ferrari or a Rolex. Their rarity, size, and cultural significance as symbols of power drove prices into the stratosphere during the peak of the buying craze. Samoyed. The Samoyed comes from the frozen stretches of Siberia, where the Samoyed people bred them to herd reindeer and haul sleds across ice. This one will run you anywhere from $4,000 up to $14,000 if you're buying from a top-tier breeder, and that price tag reflects both their stunning looks and their rarity. They're famous for what people call the Samoyed smile, which is just the natural upward curve of their mouth that makes them look perpetually happy. That white fluffy coat isn't just for show though, it's a double layer that kept them alive in sub-zero temperatures and it sheds constantly, so if you own one you'll be finding white fur on everything you own. Despite their working dog origins, they're surprisingly gentle and friendly. Even with strangers and kids, they do need a lot of exercise and mental stimulation or they'll get bored and destructive. Lotion. The Loshin gets its name from its signature grooming style where the hindquarters and parts of the legs are shaved down, while the chest and head keep their full coat, making the dog look like a tiny lion. This breed was a favorite among European nobles back in the Renaissance, showing up in paintings alongside wealthy families who wanted a compact companion that still looked impressive. These days you'll rarely see one because breeders register fewer than a few hundred worldwide each year, making them one of the rarest dog breeds you can actually buy. That rarity drives the price up to around $12,000 for a puppy. They're small dogs, usually under 15 pounds with a friendly temperament and a coat that needs regular maintenance to keep that lion look going. If you skip the grooming, they just look like any other long-haired lapdog. Chow Chow. Chow Chows are one of the oldest dog breeds in the world, originating in northern China over 2,000 years ago. The most striking thing about them is their blue-black tongue, which looks like they've been eating berries but is actually just how they're built. Back in ancient China, these dogs weren't pets in the way we think of them today. They guarded Buddhist temples and were used to hunt large game like bears and wolves. These days, a purebred Chow Chow puppy can run you anywhere from $3,000 to $11,000 depending on the bloodline. That thick, lion-like coat needs constant brushing to avoid matting, and they're prone to hip dysplasia and eyelid problems that require veterinary care. Between grooming appointments, potential surgeries, and their generally aloof temperament that makes training harder, owning one is a serious commitment. English Bulldog. English Bulldogs can run you anywhere from $3,000 to $10,000 if you're buying from a breeder with champion bloodlines. That wrinkled face and stocky build people love so much comes at a serious cost. These dogs have been bred so extremely that their bodies barely function the way a dog's body should. Their squashed faces mean their airways are compressed, so they struggle to breathe normally, especially when it's hot or they exert themselves. The females almost always need C-sections to give birth because the puppies' heads are too big to pass through naturally. You're looking at frequent vet visits for skin infections and those deep wrinkles, joint problems from their build, and potential surgeries to help them breathe. The purchase price is just the beginning with this breed. Pharaoh Hound. The Pharaoh Hound is Malta's national dog and one of the priciest breeds you can buy, running up to $7,500 for a puppy. The name tricks people into thinking they're from ancient Egypt, but they're actually native to Malta, where they've been hunting rabbits for centuries. What makes them weird is this thing they do when they get excited or happy. Their nose and ears literally turn pink or rosy, almost like they're blushing. It happens because blood rushes to those areas when their emotions spike. They're lean, athletic dogs with huge upright ears and a reddish tan coat. Maltese hunters still use them today because they're fast and have excellent sight and hearing. The blushing thing is unique to this breed. You won't see it in other dogs. Rottweiler. The Rottweiler came from southern Germany, where butchers used them to herd cattle and pull carts loaded with meat to market. They were working dogs through and through, strong and reliable. These days, if you want a Rottweiler from a champion bloodline with perfect conformation, meaning its body proportions, head shape, and build match the breed standard exactly, you're looking at around $8,000. Elite breeders track pedigrees going back generations, making sure every dog in the lineage has the right temperament and physical traits. What you're paying for is predictability. A top-tier Rottweiler puppy from this kind of breeding program will look, move, and behave almost exactly how you'd expect, with none of the surprises you might get from a random litter. The price reflects years of careful selection and documentation. Azawak. The Azawak comes from the Sahel region of West Africa, where nomadic tribes use them for hunting gazelles and guarding camps in the brutal desert heat. These dogs are built like greyhounds, but even more angular, with visible bones and muscles under thin skin that helps them shed heat. For centuries, they were kept exclusively by tribes in Mali, Niger, and Burkina Faso, and outsiders couldn't just buy one. You had to be given an Azawak as a gift or earn the tribe's trust. That's why they're still incredibly rare outside Africa. The American Kennel Club only officially recognized them in 2019. If you want one today, expect to pay up to $9,500, and good luck finding a breeder. They're loyal to their family, but extremely aloof with strangers, which made them perfect guards in their original role. Canadian Eskimo Dog. The Canadian Eskimo Dog is one of the rarest dog breeds you can find in North America today, with fewer than 300 purebreds left in existence. If you want one, you're looking at a price tag that can reach $8,750, assuming you can even find a breeder with available puppies. This breed has been working alongside Inuit peoples in the Arctic for over 4,000 years, which makes it one of the oldest domesticated dog breeds in North America. They were used for two main jobs: pulling sleds across frozen terrain and helping hunters track and take down seals, caribou, and even polar bears. These dogs are built for extreme cold, with thick double coats and stocky, powerful frames. The near extinction happened in the mid-20th century when snowmobiles replaced sled dogs and a government-ordered culling program killed thousands of them. Dogo Argentino. The Dogo Argentino is a pure white hunting dog that was specifically engineered in Argentina during the 1920s by a doctor named Antonio Noel Martinez. He wanted a dog that could take down wild boar and even puma in the rugged Argentine countryside, so he crossed about 10 different breeds to get the right mix of power, stamina, and courage. These dogs are built like tanks, weighing up to 100 pounds with thick, muscular bodies and broad heads. They're intensely loyal to their families but can be aggressive toward other animals and strangers, which is why several countries, including the UK, Australia, and New Zealand, have outright banned them. If you buy one from a top breeder with championship bloodlines and proper health testing, you're looking at somewhere between $5,000 and $8,000, making them one of the pricier guard and hunting breeds out there.